Hi, my name is Anton Budilovskiy, and I'm a senior technical marketing engineer at Palo Alto Networks. In this session, we'll talk about a typical customer journey from an on-prem data center into Azure. Most enterprises are keeping their on-prem and colo assets and continue securing the perimeter using hardware firewalls. This, however, started to change with the migration to the cloud. There are three ways customers can migrate their workloads. First, the lift and shift, where the legacy apps are taken from the servers in the data center and are deployed in Azure as VMs. Second is the applications built to run natively in the cloud. The third is when the applications are refactored to make them run natively in the cloud. In all of these scenarios, there's a risk of exposure to known and unknown vulnerabilities and the need to secure against them. These can range from non-HTTP ports exposed to the internet, or unpatched software, or potential loss of corporate sensitive data. Palo Alto Networks software firewalls address and secure communications in the hybrid cloud environment in all three directions. Outbound connections by application downloading updates or pulling open source repositories. Another example is Azure Virtual Desktop users accessing URLs on the web. This traffic can be inspected using Palo Alto's patented App ID technology and cloud-delivered security services. For example, advanced threat prevention can block exploits and malware. Advanced URL filtering can inspect access to malicious URLs and C2 servers in real time. And DLP can protect against data exfiltration. In the east-west direction, applications communicating to databases between Azure and on-prem can follow a strict security policy, allowing access to approved destinations only. Inbound access to both HTTP and non-HTTP destinations can also be governed by the policy and NAT rules. You can still deploy your standard load balancer or application gateway in front of the firewall. Let's go through software firewalls options available in Azure. The M-Series is a tried and tested virtual firewall that you can deploy as a network virtual appliance in your Azure environment. It offers the full set of PAN-OS functionality and 100% control over your deployment since you are in charge of the infrastructure. There's also a container-based form factor designed to protect Kubernetes workloads and gain visibility and control into the application traffic. The CN-Series firewall. It supports the deployment in Azure Kubernetes service. cloud-NGFW is the latest offering in Azure from Palo Alto Networks. It is a firewall as a service product that provides you with the best-in-class security while being delivered in an Azure native service form factor. All of these platforms can centrally be managed by Panorama, providing a consistent security policy across Azure and on-prem firewalls and offering a single control surface to your security posture. Let's go over the most common deployment architectures of each product. For NBA-based deployments, you can use the transit VNet architecture. It offers a couple of variations in terms of the common firewall for all flows versus having a dedicated firewall pair for inbound. This architecture is perfect for virtual networks hub-and-spoke designs. If you're a virtual WAN customer and would like to use the transit VNet architecture, you can adapt it by pairing your virtual hub with the transit VNet for your east-west flows. However, inbound traffic must go through the transit VNet first. This is where the cloud-NGFW integration with virtual WAN really shines. With cloud-NGFW, you not only benefit from not managing the infrastructure for your firewall, but also benefit from the virtual WAN hub integration and routing intents and policies to steer the traffic through the firewall. cloud-NGFW also supports hub-and-spoke topologies with virtual networks, where you can use user-defined routes to control what traffic gets inspected by the firewall. Moving on to CN-Series, where you have two options, the daemon set deployment, where the CN-Series pods are distributed across your Kubernetes cluster, or a security service deployment where you dedicate a node to run your CN-Series stack. Now let's demonstrate end-to-end security policy management via the Panorama. I have a short demo. There is a virtual WAN with two hubs in two different regions, a branch connected via the VPN gateway, and I'm emulating a data center connected over the VPN as well. In terms of software firewalls, both hubs are secured using the cloud NGFW, while the on-prem location is fronted by a pair of VM series firewalls. We're going to demonstrate how to create and push a security policy to all firewalls in this setup from Panorama. First, let's check Azure Portal. Here's our VWAN with two hubs, one in West US and another in East US. Each of the hubs is secured using the Cloud NGFW, which can be found under SaaS Solutions. This is the firewall resource, it's healthy, and it's connected to Panorama. If we go back to the hub, we can check the route intent and policy configuration that's set to send the internet and east-west traffic through the Cloud NGFW. As for the policy, the firewalls are connected to Panorama, and they can be seen under their respective device groups. Cloud NGFW in East US and 3 underlying instances. Cloud NGFW in West US with its instances, and the 2 VM series on-prem. Now let's create a shared policy and block access to malicious URLs. You can go to Policies, Shared, Add, pick any zone to any, and under URL filtering category, let's find phishing. And high risk. The action will be set to drop. And we can also log that traffic. Okay, we can commit this policy to Panorama. Now let's push it to the devices. We can edit selections and select the device groups that are part of our setup. East US, West US, and the devices on-prem. Okay, let's take a look at the devices. We can see that the templates and the policy have been pushed to both Cloud NGFW, securing the virtual WAN hub, and the VM series pair, securing the on-prem location. The commit has succeeded. This deployment is secure. Feel free to check out the reference architectures that I mentioned for detailed guidance on the design and deployment of Palo Alto Software Firewall's products in Azure. I'm also including a few links to documentation and infrastructure as code resources. Thank you.